Crocheters, perk up! I have an amazing, transformative triangle shawl pattern for you today. Whether you're a beginner, a more advanced crocheter, or you're just having a rough day, or you just can't even, and you just want a simple crochet project, this is for you. And is it gonna change your life? I think it just might. Chauncey by Mandy Anderson is the perfect shawl for this time of year and when you just need a refresh in life. Using just simple crochet stitches like half double crochets and these fun little mini puff stitches, you're gonna end up with a fun, lovely, wearable pattern designed to remind you that joy is found within. This design is simple and elegant, and it just allows you to really be in the moment while you're crocheting. And I know when I was working this tutorial for you that I just really felt so content when I was working these stitches. They're so calming and they just really seem to flow. And that is the beauty of crochet. It really has a magical way of taking the chaos of life and distilling it down into this present moment. And I really feel that when we sink into this magical moment and we know that everything that we have been searching for out there is actually inside, it can completely transform our life. Everything we need, joy, peace, exuberance, it's all inside. And so often we give our power away to other people, thinking that someone somewhere out there is gonna give us something that is gonna change how we feel on the inside. When in fact, we can do that at any time. So I encourage you when making this shawl, grab your journal and before you pick up your hook, ask yourself, how do I want to feel when making this section? And allow the answer to come to you. Breathe that in and know that that is possible for you. To make this lovely, jubilant design, we used our crisp Hues Mirage Sport yarn. And Mirage Sport is a luxurious blend of Superwash Merino Wool, camel, silk, and cashmere. It's supremely soft and it feels like silken butter on your skin. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's just the perfect thickness for delightful coziness. And the colors in this kit really capture the feeling of fall. We have a beautiful soft sage green, a lovely cinnamon color, this beautiful sort of smoky twilight shade, and this soft fuchsia. And you will have enough yardage to make the shawl with just those 4 skein, but to take it up a notch, the designer Mandy chose to add in this 5th color Biscotti just to pump up the contrast a little bit. You can check out this yarn along with other 4 skein kits and download the pattern at expressionfiberarts.com. And of course, while you're there, be sure to sign up for email and text updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. This is our little positive, uplifting space on the internet. And for fun today, I am gonna be giving away a set of this crisp Hues and the Biscotti. So if you would love to enter, just make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and comment below letting me know your favorite season. To make this shawl, you're gonna start here in this corner, and you're gonna find that the rows, they start out super tiny and seemingly insignificant, but they grow and grow until you reach this center peak. And then you have a gentle, lovely, relaxing slide back down to the other point. So let me show you how to get started on Chauncey. We're gonna start with row 1. So we'll begin with a chain 2, which does not count as a stitch here and throughout the rest of the pattern. In the second chain from our hook, we're gonna work 1 half double crochet. So go ahead and work that into that first chain. Then we'll chain 2 and we're going to turn. For row 2, we're going to start with 2 half double crochets into that same stitch, the half double crochet from the row below. 1 and 2, both into the same stitch, chain 2 and turn. Row 3, we're going to work a half double crochet in the same stitch. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1 and 2, and then to finish off that row, chain 2 and turn. For row 4, we're going to start with a half double crochet in that same stitch. Boop. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochets into this next stitch because we are increasing, making our little triangle. And then half double crochet into the next stitch. Then you'll finish off with a chain 2 and turn. For row 5, we're going to start with 2 half double crochets into this first stitch. 1 and 2. And then we're just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. 1 2 and 3, and then chain 2 and turn. Then you're just going to place a removable stitch marker here on the final stitch of row 5, and that's just going to help you to remember which is the straight edge of your shawl, because this edge is always going to be straight throughout your pattern. For row 6, we're going to start with a half double crochet into this first stitch and a half double crochet across until you reach your final stitch. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the final stitch. 1 and 2, since this is the increasing side, and then chain 2 and turn. For rows 7 through 11, you're going to repeat rows 5 and 6. For row 12, we're going to start with a half double crochet into that same stitch. And we're just going to work a half double crochet into each stitch across, just like we've been doing. And then when you get to the final stitch, you're going to work your increase, so 2 half double crochets into that final stitch, but instead of chaining 2 this time, we're going to finish with a chain 1. So into the final stitch, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and finish with a chain 1 and turn. For row 13, we're going to start with 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 1 and 2, and we're going to work 2 single crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then a super easy peasy row. You're just going to work a single crochet into each stitch all the way across your row. I told you the shawl was super lovely, super calming. So just finish all the way across. We don't increase on this edge because this is our flat edge, of course. And then you're going to finish with a chain 2 and turn. For row 14, we're going to start with a half double crochet into the same stitch. Then we're going to skip this next stitch and we're going to work a mini puff stitch into the next stitch. To work your puff stitch, yarn over and insert into your stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, so you now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You now have 5 loops on your hook. So to finish off your puff stitch, yarn over and pull through all your loops, and then go ahead and give a chain 1, not too tightly. You want to leave it a little loose, and that is your first little mini puff stitch. We're just going to repeat that across our row. Skip the next stitch, work a puff stitch into the next. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and chain 1. Again, skip the next stitch, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 5, and then chain 1. Super easy, and you can see how cute these are. I love them so much. They add such a fun little texture to your project, and they're quite quick and simple to work. So continue repeating all the way across your row. Boop, and boop, chain 1, and when you get down to the final stitch, you're going to work, let me do one more puff. Oh, I've worked all my puffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I have one more puff. You're going to have 6 puffs on this row. When you get down to your final stitch, puff, chain 1, you're going to work a half double crochet into the final stitch, and then you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn. Here's what we've got going so far. We have our increasing edge getting larger and larger, our straight edge over here, and all our beautiful simple little stitches with our fun little mini puff stitches. For rows 15 through 19, you're going to repeat rows 13 and 14. Oh, and by the way, this is our Magic of October Twisted Tweed Sport yarn. This is a featured color we have for October. I love October. It's my birthday month. We're full into autumn, which is my favorite season. The holidays are approaching and it is just such a magical time. Apples, cinnamon, plaid, pumpkins, you name it. I love this month. And for the rest of the shawl, you're just gonna repeat really similar rows to those. Just remember to keep track of which is the straight side and which is the increasing and decreasing side. And if you have any extra yarn left over at the end, I think adding fringe or even tassels to the ends would be extra special. Remember to create the joy this week. We have everything inside of us to create joy, excitement, exhilaration. Tap into that while you crochet this week. We'll talk soon. I hope you have a great week. I will see you next week with another brand new pattern. Bye!